In this video, you will learn the fundamentals of Fusion through a simple 3-level system. Each level is designed to make Fusion concepts simple and easy to understand. We will go through all of the essential tools inside Fusion to create custom projects for ourselves. By the end of this video, you will know how everything in Fusion works. In order to understand Fusion, you need to know what nodes are. The easiest way to think of nodes is as layers. When you're working with just a few layers, everything is easy to manage. But as your project gets bigger, finding the right layer becomes more difficult and everything starts to feel messy. That's why a node-based workflow is much easier to manage and control. Let's look at the structure of a typical node. Every node has inputs and outputs. The yellow input is for all the elements that go into the background, whereas the green input is for your foregrounds. And all of the things that you want to mask, you will use blue input for this. Fusion has a lot of panels for different purposes. Once you know where to find them and what do they do, navigating Fusion becomes much faster. Up first, we have the inspector. Inspector basically has all the properties of your nodes, for example, the size, the center XY position, the rotation, and much more. Once you're in the Fusion page, you can click this icon right up there, and this opens up your inspector panel. Next up, we have splines. Think of splines as the speed controller for your animations. They don't decide where something moves, they decide how fast or slow it moves. In Fusion, it is this icon, click it, and this will basically open up your spline panel. Next, we have keyframes. Your keyframes, splines, and inspector are on the same tile. Click this diamond icon and this will open up your keyframe panel. Now you can't do much with a keyframe panel, but it is very helpful to copy paste your keyframes or move your keyframes around the timeline. Media pool is where you import all of your assets, which is this icon, and it shows all of the assets that you have imported into your media pool. Now again, there is nothing much we can do here also, but it is the base of starting any new project. Up last, we have clips. Click this icon and this will basically open all of your Fusion compositions, so you can switch between any Fusion composition without going to the edit page. Before wrapping up the interface, I want to show you how you can change the UI of Fusion for horizontal and vertical videos. By default, Fusion layout is in horizontal style, but you can change it to vertical by going to the workspace, layout presets, then Fusion presets, and this will have an option of mid-flow vertical. Once you click this, and this will change your UI from horizontal to vertical. Compositing is the process of combining multiple elements into a single finished animation or visual. Unlike previous levels, this is something you learn best by practicing it. We are going to create a complete node animation from scratch. Alright, so here we are in the Fusion page, and so far nothing is going on. We only have the media out node. So we're just going to start off by adding a background node, which is this icon. Drag that in. Take this gray square and connect it with the yellow input of the media out. Now you can see we have a plain black background. Let's just view all of this on one window. We don't have to use two windows for now. Now let's just change the color of the background node from black to something more like grayish. This is fine. To make this node animation, we have to create the design of the node first. So I'm just going to grab another background node. And before merging this into the pipeline, I want to mask it with a rectangle node, which is this icon. Drag that in and take the output of the rectangle and plug it into the blue input of the background. Now take the output of the background and place it over the background one. Now, once you let it go, it's going to automatically create a merge node. Now let's just change the shape of this rectangle so that it looks like a node. I'm just going to decrease height quite a bit. Let's just decrease the width a little bit as well. And I'm just going to increase the corner radius so that we have smooth corners. This looks fine. And let's just change the color of this rectangle to dark gray. This looks fine. Now this already looks like a node, but I want to take it one step further by adding borders to this. And we're going to use instance node for this. So select your rectangle, hit Command C, deselect your rectangle, and hit Command Shift and V. This will bring your instance node. What is an instance node? Instance node is basically your linked copy of your original node. Now, whatever the changes you do with the instance node up here in the inspector, these changes will apply to the original node. Now, to make the borders, go to the solid property, and before unchecking this box, you have to right click and deinstance. Now uncheck the box, do the same thing with the border width, right click, deinstance. I'm just going to decrease the border width a little bit. This is fine. Now I'm going to take another background node, which will be the color of our borders, and I'm going to change the color from black to white. Take the output of the instance node, plug it into the blue input of the background. Now take the output of the background and place it over the output of the merge. Now for the next step, I want to create this orange tile on the end of the node. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another background node and I'm going to change the color to something like orange. This looks fine. And again, I'm going to mask it with the rectangle node. Take the output of the rectangle, plug it into the blue input of the background. Now let's just customize the shape of this rectangle. Let's just do this. Increase the height quite a bit. And I'm just going to change the center Y position. I'm going to rearrange the nodes because in Fusion, it is very necessary that you put things in correct order. So I'm just going to take this orange rectangle, hit Shift, hold, and drag. And now you can place it anywhere into the pipeline. Once you see this blue check mark, you can let it go and this rectangle will be plugged in. Now you can see we have these white borders which are coming in front of this rectangle. Now let's just fix the second issue, which is that we want to limit this orange rectangle to stay in this shape. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take the output of the rectangle 1 and plug it into the merge of blue. See, we have limited the rectangle to stay only inside the shape. For the design of the nodes, we have to create 3 triangles and 1 square. So I'm just going to show you best way of adding simple shapes. Press Shift Space on keyboard and type S merge. Add, then again press Shift Space and type S render. Add that in and take the output of the S render and plug it into the pipeline. So for triangle, I'm going to search S star node. Take the output of the S star and plug it into the S merge. Now by default, it has 6 points, which we can change to 3 to make a perfect triangle. The problem with the S node is that they don't have the typical size slider so that you can increase and decrease the slide, but we do have width and height. Now, if I decrease the height, it is not decreasing the width as well. So it is like changing differently and we don't want this to happen. So for that, I'm going to show you how to use expressions. Go to the height, right click, and at very last, you have this option of expressions. And there will be an plus pointer basically here. You're going to take the plus pointer and put it on the width and let it go. Now, if we decrease the height, it changes the size without disrupting the shape of the triangle. I think this size is good, but I'm just going to change the color from white to more like yellow. Before placing this in the right position, I'm just going to create 2 different nodes by copying this node. So I'm going to hit Command C, deselect the node and hit Command V. Plug that in. Now do the same thing, Command V, and plug that in as well. Now we basically have 3 stars, but all of them are on top of each other. So for the second star, we're going to go straight to the style and change the yellow color to green, and then go to the controls and change your angle to -9. Go to the third star. We're going to change the color from yellow to blue, and we're going to change this angle to 90 degrees. Now we're going to position each star at the right place. So at first we have this yellow star and I'm going to place it right over here. Select the second star. I'm going to place it right there. And for the last blue node, sorry, not node, triangle, I'm going to place it right here. Now, the best thing about S nodes, S merge node is basically that you can add multiple shapes, different shapes. So we need a square for this. So I'm going to hit Shift Space and type S rectangle. Once you have that in, slot it into your S merge. Now to change the size of this rectangle, we're going to repeat the same process by using expressions. So go to the width, right click and hit expressions. Take this plus pointer, hover it over width. Now your height is equal to width. So I'm just going to decrease our height. This looks fine. And I'm just going to change the color from white to maybe more light grayish. And we're just going to drag this over here so that it looks like a node. Now we're almost done with the design, but there is a last element I want to place, which is our basic text node. We're going to grab that text node, take the output of the text and place it over the merge fourth. Let's just type nodes on this. You can change the font. I'm going to go for Helvetica. I'm just gonna change from bold to maybe regular. I'm gonna increase the size, adjust the position to make it more look like it is centered. And I'm gonna change the color from pure white to a little bit white. I think this looks nice. There you go. We have the basic design of the node ready. We just have to animate this. Select all these nodes and hit shift and drag. And I'm going to take the output of this last merge and connect it into the pipeline. So I'm just going to grab another background node and I'm going to make the alpha to 0 and connect this to our merge node. Now we're going to start off by animating this. So the first thing that I want to do is that I want to have this pop out style animation. So for that, I'm going to use a transform node. Select your last merge, hit shift space, and then you're going to type transform and make sure you select the transform with the XF. Add that in. So for this pop out style of animation, we're going to put a keyframe at frame 1 and I'm just going to decrease the size to all the way to 0 and we're going to go over 48th frame, which are exactly 2 seconds, and I'm going to increase the size all the way to 1. Let's just take the playhead all the way to 0 and play this animation. Now see, this animation is nice, but the problem is that it does not have any speed. So for that, we're going to use splines. Go to this icon, hit, and it's going to show you this spline panel. Now, as of right now, we have nothing selected on the spline panel. So you're just going to click transform and it's going to show you where have you put your keyframes. This is where you have put your keyframe, which is size equal to 0. And this is another keyframe after 2 seconds, which is at size 1. Now this is a linear graph, but we can change this into have an effect like a pop-out animation. I'm going to show you a built-in preset, which is in DaVinci Resolve Studio. You have to select your points, right click, and there is an option of ease. In ease, there is another option of outback cubic. You're just going to select that in and see what it does to your graph. It basically shoots out the graph and then it slows down. Now, if we close the spline panel and play the animation from the start, you can see we have a much smoother animation now. Now to finish it off, we want to do a text animation. So I'm just going to click our text and we're going to use modifiers for this. So for that, you have to right click and select follower, which is right here. Once you select the follower, there will be a new tab open. You're going to go to the modifiers tab and go to the transform. So I'm just going to start my text animation from 48th frame. Put a keyframe right here. Once you do that, this is going to show up. Don't get confused. We're going to go click the follower one and we still have the same setting. Now move a couple of frames forward according to your liking and put the same keyframe here again. Now we have two keyframes, one at 70th frame and one at 48th frame. So at 48th frame, I want to drag this text downwards like this. And at 70, it is going to go up. To animate each letter individually, you have to select characters for this. Now go to the timing and increase the delay time. 3 is fine. Go to the splines panel. So I'm going to select the keyframes, hit F on your keyboard. Now this will give you handles for your keyframes. Now what you can do is that you can move these handles around. So for that, I want them to move upward quickly and then slowly, gradually settling down to their position. To limit this text to stay inside the shapes, I'm going to take this first rectangle, take the output of the first rectangle and plug it into the blue input of our text merge. Now if we start our playhead and see the animation, This looks very nice. Now you have individual letters that are animating. And that is the wrap on Fusion Fundamentals. Thank you so much for watching it till the end. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. If there is a DaVinci Resolve topic you'd like to learn next, please let us know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next episode.